Hey everyone, welcome back to Tea Time in the Circle Club. I am Tyrone. I'm here with the lovely space goddess herself, Miss Talia. Uh,
Hello.
How are you? Episode 9, Season 3 for All Mankind. What did you think? What was your
Oh
reaction?
my god. It's crazy because we have one episode left, but it's like finally we're reaching like all the
Yes.
craziness now and it's gonna be like how does this all end? You know?
I know. I'm like, okay, and we're gonna get a time jump, I think. How does this end? Like I like maybe next season's the first season where they kind of continue it from where it landed off. Maybe this final
Mm.
episode is longer, so it's almost like a movie. Because like we
Oh,
got to know about this baby thing. Like what happened with the baby and traveling back to
that's
Earth.
true. That's true.
I'm like one episode not enough. We there's a lot to cover here.
There's
We'll
a
definitely have
lot.
to have we have to have the professor come back next week and
Mhm.
give his thoughts on everything because he was there in
Absolutely.
episode 1. But let's just start out with President Eleanor. She Larry was gonna decide to come out and so there's no investigation, nothing going on, but she
Mhm.
decides to step up. She gave that beautiful, beautiful speech. I legit was like about to tear. And then she was like, Tyler back on Mars is a hero, all this stuff, and like the press going crazy. I
Yeah.
really, really enjoyed that moment. What did you think?
Me too. No, I agree. I think that part was something we were just expecting to happen eventually.
Yeah,
And I'm glad it was Eleanor that, revealed the truth instead of,
Larry. Yeah,
Larry or the, paparazzi or the public
right,
media, like
right.
releasing that. So I think for Eleanor's sake, like it was best for her to tell everyone that, that fact about her.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and I think, and what I found really interesting is when they were on, back in Mars, as they're watching this speech, Tyler's friend, I can never remember the Russian cosmonaut's name, but he was like, finally, you Americans catch up. And he was like, he goes over and gives Tyler a hug and like all this stuff. And that was an
mhm.
interesting moment because to me, I was like, I kind of thought at first I thought it was like, oh, like he is anti-LGBTQ, so that's why he doesn't like Tyler. And then it was sort of this thing, almost like the AIDS crisis of like this misinformation about like how
Mm,
only gay people get AIDS, which we now know is
mhm.
not, obviously not true. But then it sort of became like when he went back and hugged him, it was like, oh, he was actually upset because he was like, we're friends, like you should open up to me, which obviously it's not like Tyler doesn't have to tell him that, like, but
No.
it was a nice little spin to us, so we can kind of like not hate him as much. We're like, oh, okay, he was upset because he was like, we're buddies, we're friends, like we tell each other
Mhm.
things. It wasn't really like a hateful thing, so I thought that was a sweet moment too.
Yeah, I enjoyed that scene as well.
Yeah. I think like with President Eleanor coming out, we got to see her ex-lover as well. See that moment, it was really sweet.
Mm,
What do you think this now means for uh, her, the show, this America version that we're in now? Like, do you think we're gonna start to see more people come out? We're gonna see different representation in the future seasons?
I think so. I think with what will happen to Eleanor will not be like I feel like obviously because she lied under oath, it's just going
Yeah.
to be that, right? She lied under oath. Is that
Well, I don't
correct?
think so. I think because she came out, like I don't think it's like lying under oath to come out. I think if Larry would have said, "Oh, like this wasn't this," then it would have been a lying under oath thing.
Mm,
So
gotcha.
now no one's gonna even believe the Larry, like, oh, yeah, Larry's get like no one's gonna
Yeah.
believe that. Like they're gonna be like, "Oh, Eleanor is," and she just came out. That's what I think at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah, I don't know what the consequences will be after she's
Yeah.
released that truth, but obviously I hope with how everyone takes it, I hope she's still in the office, but I could
Yeah.
see her, just stepping down and not
Yeah.
having to, deal with all that, just actually live her life the way she wants it.
Well,
Um,
well, I wonder how this will affect things with Margo, right? Because like I know we had predicted earlier in the season that maybe President Eleanor would be there to pardon Margo, to be like, she
Mm-hmm.
did this, but it was on behalf of saving another citizen and blah blah
That's
blah, and
true.
she could say it was classified, whatever. But if she's not there, then I think Margo is sort of screwed. So we'll have to see what happens there. But definitely exciting,
Yeah.
and I was definitely happy that she got to finally come out, and now we'll get to
Me
see her be
too.
her true self, which will be really cool to see in the rest of this season and next season.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of that whole sequence, though, we see that Kelly is laying on the ground. We know that there could be some complications because there's a different oxygen level in the air and just different carbons and things like that. What do you think is going to happen with Kelly? Are you nervous about Kelly? Do you think Kelly's going to be able to make it back home? I don't think Ed is going to be able to handle it if she dies.
Oh my God, he literally, I think he would just end up dying if another
Mm-hmm.
child of his just passes away. But
Yeah.
I really don't think I can see her, actually giving birth, like going back up into space to
Mm-hmm.
Helios and giving birth. Like, I think she's gonna end up like delivering on Mars. What
Mm-hmm.
that means for the child, I have no clue. Like, again, like you said, the science behind it might affect the
Yeah.
child's development and maybe just its lifespan, but
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to say.
Yeah.
I really hope Kelly doesn't die from this, but it's just
the
it's
the
a
other
lot.
thing that's super super interesting, right? Is and I was thinking about this at the last moment. Is so if she has this kid, and
Mhm.
there's only one episode left, so I could see it where she has a miscarriage and then she just kind of goes back. That way, that you don't have to deal with this kid thing. But if she has a kid, it's gonna be very interesting, right? Because it takes, I think they said 3 years to get from Earth to Mars. So basically, this kid is gonna be raised on the Helio ship by the whole crew and everything, and has never been to Earth, so it's gonna be like a Martian, right? It's legitimately a Martian. And I was thinking, it's funny because that toy that Danny had broken would be a perfect child toy, but they were like, "Oh, it doesn't matter. This isn't significant." But I'm like, Helios is the perfect ship to have a kid because Helios has some ridiculous stuff probably on there.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Um,
I think it's like, how do you even prepare a kid for any of that? Like,
no, it's
you
like like
don't.
like honestly, like the kid's gonna be 3 years old. You're gonna have to strap him into like a seat, and like there's gonna be all this pressure. Like I don't know if they have any like sleeping pills they can give this kid. Like it's gonna be a mess. Honestly, I could see next season. I know we like to do these decade jumps. I could see next season, like that itself could be really interesting to watch. Just like
Mm,
seeing this child in space try to grow up, try to get through things, like that would be super bizarre and super interesting for sure.
yeah.
Um, and then the last sort of thing we have here is very wild, very crazy. We see Captain Danny and the Russian cosmonaut. I will get his name in a second. They are out checking out that little space on Mars. They were like checking
Mhm.
it out. They wanted to see, if there's pieces they can salvage and rig. And all of a sudden, it appears that the North Koreans are on Mars. Like what? I did you see that
Uh,
coming?
yes and no, because I feel like they were hinting this North Korea involvement at the beginning of the
Yes.
season, but then it's like we don't hear from them, you know, most of the middle of the season, and now they're back. I feel like they foreshadowed it a little bit
Yes.
at the
Yeah.
beginning. So I'm not surprised, but I'm like, holy cow, like what
Right.
does this all mean? Did they come here before they landed? Did they come
Yeah.
afterwards? Like there's so many questions. There's so
Yeah.
many
It's
questions.
it's so interesting. So the name's Dr. Kuzanov, and like he and Danny already have this tense relationship, and it's like very back and forth. And like the way the
Mhm.
Russians in this world at least handle things are a little bit different how America here handles things. So it's like there's this tension because I believe the Russians and the Koreans are allies, but Americans they aren't. So I'm like, are they gonna accept them? Are they not gonna accept them? Could the
Mm,
Koreans possibly help them get back, and that helps relationship between North
true.
Korea and America? I don't know. Maybe they want to play their own game. Um, the creators of For All Mankind, to give us this when we have one episode left is evil. It's legitimately evil.
Legit evil. Oh my
Like,
god.
And good news though is the show is gonna get renewed. We got that news, so we'll have another season. But yeah, that was very tense, dude. I was like not expecting, like the fact that Kelly had just went down. I'm like, dude, they cannot handle this right now. Like the Kelly issue is a big deal, but it's like them being there is even crazier. Now, what I couldn't quite believe or understand, I'm like, how if the drive was like an hour away, I believe they said. It's like, how did they not notice at all, like on their radar or like anything, like that there were people there doing things, landing, like the North Koreans' technology. Like, I'm just surprised that Helios, Russia, and America all didn't know about that, unless the Russians did know about that. That could be the little twist, that the Russians were lying all along and that they did know about it. Because go ahead, yeah, say it, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say because weren't they giving them like just spare parts of their own to the Koreans? Or sorry, North Koreans.
Yes.
Yeah, so
exactly, because that's what they said. They were like, oh well, because sort of like how we have like the Mars rover and like there's not humans on there. There's like these robots. The North Koreans have their own section on Mars, and I think that the Russians worked with them, so that's how they kind of figured it out. And so I think my guess is that the Russians may have known. And if you remember, they were being very hush-hush and secret.
They were
before, and it was about something, but they never said. And I don't know. I think that the Russians may have known about this. And like again, one episode left. Like, dude, I'm like, what is about to happen? I'm so excited for this finale. I really am.
Me too. I hope they give us like more than an hour for this episode.
Oh, we need it.
They have to.
Yeah. Like and like the thing is like when you think about what this show has like been in the past, like we always end with this like it's a bang how it ends, and then there's this cliffhanger and all this stuff, and then like it jumps 10 years.
Yep.
And I'm like, I don't want it to jump 10 years right now. Like I want it to like see what happens with this baby, what happens with Korea, like what happens with Eleanor, like not like it's just gotten so juicy, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
We'll see what happens, but I'm sure they'll definitely leave a cliffhanger for this last episode.
Yeah, 12 a.m. Friday, 5 GM time.
Let's go.
Cannot wait. Yes, let's go. I think we might have to have an emergency, like, stream on Monday next week to get this
absolutely.
out, like, and have Adam in there too. Like, it's gonna be a good one. I can tell.
Oh yeah, we got to do that for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching the Circle Club show and Tea Time. I am Tyrone, as I said before, and Talia. We make new videos every single week, so make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and join in the conversation, and let us know what you've thought about this season so far, and give us some questions about the future of the show, what you thought, like any questions that we maybe can answer. Let us know in the comments below, because next week we will definitely answer them for you. And as always, just be you, and tune in next week. Peace.